Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to Canadian Heritage Minutes. Now this is just a whole bundle of videos that I've been recommended to check out, I guess to just help my knowledge of Canada's history as a whole, you know. All of these videos seem to be centered around, I guess, just either major things that happened, or I don't really know, just either things that people grew up with, or I don't know much about them besides that they're a minute long and they're just points in history. And so let's just start with this one, the discovery of insulin.
Leonard Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Whoa.
Starve the child to let them live. The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Wait, what?
Dr. Banting.
This could be it.
Oh,
He's the first to receive this trial.
But will it save him?
This is like a movie
It's not
trailer.
pure enough.
So we try again.
Oh, here we go.
And again. And again.
This really is a movie trailer. What the hell's going on? I mean, I know they're discovering insulin, but come on.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence.
Wow.
Banting, Best, Collop, and McLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives.
Wow, okay then. Well, obviously that was a very brief 59 seconds, but it wrapped up a lot of information in just 1 minute. I never knew, I guess, a Canadian invented, or not invented, is it invented or discovered or formulated or whatever it may be. Either way, they just either paved the way to what we have today, or even just made the thing that we have today. I don't know, has it changed or not? But no, obviously, like I said, it would have been a deadly disease beforehand, because if you physically cannot, I guess, process any nutrients, then you really are just going to waste away 65 pounds. I mean, I really don't know exactly how much that is, but I'm fairly sure that'd be like 28, 29, 30 kilos, and that is really not that much, even for, I guess, a younger guy. He was, what, 13? I think that is very, very little. And so no, I can absolutely agree with the fact that, I don't know, how many was it?
Millions of lives.
Millions of lives. I mean, honestly, I have no idea what the actual number would be. I don't even know if you'd be able to calculate the amount of people that have been saved by insulin, just the amount of people that use it on an everyday basis. But no, that is just an incredible discovery. And so yeah, just well done to those guys. I guess moving on then though, here we go. What are we going to have next?
My dad was a railway porter. It was just about the only job a black man could get. But he had big plans for us. Music
That's a nice
would
piano.
be our ticket out of poverty. I knew we couldn't afford that piano, so I practiced twice as hard.
Nice, Daisy.
These
Okay,
are just
Oscar.
really are
Let's
movie
hear it.
trailers.
Turns out, I wasn't half bad. Then I found jazz, or it found me.
Damn, alright then.
It wasn't all easy, though.
No, of course not.
I faced a lot of hate. But I found my stage.
I guess you just didn't take no as an answer.
They call me the man with 4 hands. Well, I don't know about
What?
that, but let's see how far this ticket takes me.
Wow.
From Montreal to Carnegie Hall and far beyond, Oscar Peterson became one of the most recorded and celebrated jazz musicians of all time.
Well, there we go. Let me just take that back to where was it? Right here. I can only imagine that's the real footage, or I don't really know. I can only assume that's the real guy. Obviously, the other guy right here, no, that's his dad. Where is he? Right here. I guess this boy is certainly not going to be him, but no, that was an incredible story. And so now it makes me wonder, is this just a very common story that, I don't know, either kids or adults or whoever just kind of grows up around going, oh yeah, Oscar Peterson, that was just a guy and he just kind of overcame the odds, I guess, at the time to just become, I guess, one of the most recorded jazz players of all time. I mean, of course, the entire reason that I'm watching these videos, which is just a playlist of, and I'd love to know if there's any like really good ones that I should watch, because I have no idea. I'm just going to watch them in order that they've put them in. But really, like I was saying, I'm just watching these videos to try and just get a, I guess, a broader knowledge of the entire history of Canada. You know, obviously every single country is just going to have so many multifaceted things. Like this is, I'm sure, just a massive story in terms of him. Only one person's story is only ever a tiny slice of an entire country's history. And so yeah, I guess I just got to continue and just let's find out more. Here we go. Elsie McGill.
You must be the reporter. Come with me.
So, Miss McGill, how does it feel being Canada's famous women engineer?
1940.
The real story is the work we've done retooling this factory.
To build the Hawker Hurricane.
Indeed. 40 planes last month with a capacity of up to 100.
Wow,
Our
okay.
fighters are over England as we speak. Of course, it pains me to see airplanes mass-produced like boxcars or baby carriages. But in war,
mean-
we make concessions in favor of innovation.
I need to pause it. I mean, I was trying not to pause any of these, but that is an awesome kind of thing that they've set up there. Look at all those frames, look at all those planes. What did she say? Capacity at the moment for 40, but a total capacity of up to 100 a month, was it? That's a lot of planes, especially for the 1940s, but she was disappointed that she was actually just pumping them out. So I guess let me just take it back 5
Baby
seconds.
carriages.
Let me just watch this
But
scene
in
go.
war, we make concessions in favor of innovation.
Fair enough.
You must feel at home, though, managing all of these women.
I'm not here to manage women.
Well, you must admit it is an unusual
I'm
job.
the chief engineer here. I do what engineers do. That's all.
There we go.
What are we doing now?
If we are to win this war, we need to know how she flies.
Elsie McGill was the world's first female aeronautical engineer. She oversaw Canada's production of Hawker Hurricanes during the Second World War, earning her the nickname Queen of the Hurricanes.
Well, there we go. Oi, 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 oi. Go back. I'm not ready for this one. Here we go. Now we're back to it. So it was 1940 and they were talking about over England, as we speak. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Does that mean... No, they wouldn't have been a war. Surely that would have been kind of allied planes. I don't really know. Maybe they're just doing a showcase. I have no idea. But no, obviously, I'm just coming back to this entire thing here. I mean, I can only imagine it's green screen because to make all of those planes just for this 1 minute little ad that they do. I mean, honestly, like I said, every single one is kind of like a movie trailer. It's very, very impressive. And so, no, I can understand why this was recommended. You just go, oh, wow, all of these just little snippets of history just wrapped up. So well done. But no, coming to the end here.
We need to know how she flies.
Elsie McGill was the world's first female aeronautical engineer.
Okay, the world's first female aeronautical engineer. I mean, man, I can only assume that would have been a hell of a big thing to just kind of go, like the reporter was going, oh, come on, what are you doing? And then no, you're like, no, I'm here to do my job. Stop questioning what I'm doing, you know? I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I'm the chief aeronautical engineer. And so, yeah, I'm just here to see how she flies and just make it better and better and better. And so even though I'm sure she would kind of be appalled at the kind of rate that airplanes, I'm sure, get pumped out at Lockheed Martin and Boeing these days, I mean, at the same time, you know, all of the engineering of aeronautical just gets culminated into planes, and every single time, you know, we get radar, we get jets, we get all these different things. And so all of a sudden we just go to, from being able to fly like, I don't know, 100 Ks, 50 Ks, to just be able to fly to the other side of the world in one trip. And so that's pretty darn impressive. But no, I can only imagine, like I said before, I would just love to know, are these just all things that people grow up learning? Are they actually just commercials that are played on TV, or where? Or I don't really know, because all of these seem quite new, but in a comment I'm fairly sure that they said they were from the 80s. And so is this just a really long running thing? I have no idea. But anyway, I guess in saying that, let's just move on to the next one.
We fought our way through Italy and then headed for Amsterdam, sweeping for Germans along the way. Our worst fear was to catch a bullet in these last hours of the war.
Oh yeah.
I was 15 when the Nazis invaded the Netherlands. More than 100,000 Dutch Jews never came home. Our men were put into forced labor. By 1945, we were starving.
1945.
The food trucks gave us hope.
Okay, good.
And then the Canadians came.
Oh,
Before Amsterdam, I couldn't have explained why we were there, all those years away from home. But the Dutch showed us why it mattered.
Pausing for a second, I just love the way that it was worded, like, and then the Canadians came. It was such like, I'm just watching a movie here. There is no other ways about it. I mean, I'm watching 1 minute of the movie, so it's very condensed. But at the same time, just pausing it even here, just look at their uniforms. Everything is just so on point. I mean, I can only imagine that if this is kind of, I guess, a nationally televised thing that is going to be funded by the government. And I guess currently we're kind of centered around 1945, so maybe they do a series of kind of snippets and things like that. And so, yeah, obviously there are a whole lot of things to learn, like any country, like I said. But anyway, I guess we've got 20 seconds left, so let's finish it off.
Papa wanted me to bring some soldiers home to thank them personally. And that's when I first saw Wilf. And I invited him over that afternoon.
Marguerite Blaise married Lieutenant Wilf Gildersleeve. They moved to Vancouver, where they raised 8 children. Today, the Dutch still remember the Canadians who liberated them.
Wow. Alrighty then, so I guess that is just kind of a snippet, like I was saying, where, what was it? I guess I'm fairly sure it was 1945, but either way, the 1940s, they were being invaded and whatnot, and so the Canadians, which is kind of a weird kind of connection. I'm drawing a globe map in my head and going, how the hell did the Canadians make it over to the Dutch? But hey, then again, I guess everyone at the time was just trying to help everyone out. You know, they're just going, no, you stay out, you get out of here, we own this as well. And so I guess you do just end up with people just traveling over, and then I guess from there, even with a love story. And so yeah, I guess just, I don't know who that guy is, but maybe he's famous, maybe he's not. But like I said, I just have no idea. But at least I'm learning all these little snippets, and I go, oh, okay, so the Canadians helped out the Dutch. That's a weird connection. I never would have thought about it. I just would have assumed that I guess England and all of those kind of people would have been a little bit more proximity related to be able to help. But hey, I guess if you just ship them over in time, they can help out. But here we go. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit and just choose some random one, because obviously there's 95 videos, but I think we're kind of in an army series at the moment, so I just want to get a little bit more of a, I guess, broad variety. Here we go, nursing sisters. Sure, I'll take that one. And so here we go, Heritage Minutes Nursing Sisters.
Dear Mother,
in France.
I'm no stranger to suffering, but nothing could have prepared me for this. The boys come to us mangled and blinded, and so often there is little we can do.
Yeah.
If this war doesn't end soon, there won't be a man living on the face of the earth.
I wonder if this is a real letter.
Air raid.
Jeez. I tried to get away from the army ones, and then all of a sudden I chose another one.
We nurses continue. I continue. I'm glad I came, but I think very often how good it will be when it's all over, and I'm returning to all I love most.
There we
home.
go.
Eleanor Thompson was awarded the Military Medal for her bravery that night. Eden Pringle was killed in action. They were two of the nearly 3,000 Canadian nursing sisters during the First World War.
There we go. Well, like I said, I was trying to get away from the army ones, but I guess it just continues. But no, obviously that was a kind of different perspective, you know. Like I said, everyone's always trying to help each other out, and there was a whole bundle of people that were just the nurses. Like, can you imagine the things that you would see? Oh, good God, I mean, for everyone, of course. But like the character said,
the boys come to us mangled and blinded, and so often there is little we can do.
Yeah, like there just would have been so many where you go, oh, I want to help you, but especially in 1918, there isn't much I can do. And so I guess that's exactly what they did, you know. They were just there, they were ready, and they just tried to help out in any way they could, and obviously they weren't always successful, and obviously there was a lot of people that came off worse for wear after that war, and obviously the Second World War as well. But man, you know, you got to give props for people just trying to help out on both sides, or any side of the war, really. Anyway, surely let's just try and find one that isn't army related. Maybe pacemaker, if they're going to be inventing the pacemaker. Come on, please, just be...
This tree represents our people.
What kind of tree is it, Duda?
A tree of great peace. The peacemaker gave the great laws of peace to the Iroquois in the dark times, many years ago. Hiawatha spoke for the peacemaker. You chiefs have brought ruin and despair to your children through war. We must fling this burning demon into the underground river to be carried away forever.
Okay.
Peace now. Peace. And the power of the great peace drove the evil from them.
I wonder when this was originally made. Wow. Like I said, this budget.
Does the Great Peace still have power?
You're here, aren't you?
Fair point. I mean, obviously, I must admit that I read it wrong. I read it as pacemaker, thinking that they were going to be inventing the pacemaker, but no, obviously it's peacemaker. And I can only imagine that compared to the other ones that we've seen, that one's definitely an older one, you know, even just because of the ratio and even just the quality of the entire thing. And really, I just love this CGI that they've done here. That is incredible. But like I said, it would have cost a lot of money. I would love to know when it actually came out originally. And so at least in saying that, I'm also finally getting ones that kind of align with actually someone growing up on these, you know, like all the new ones, unless you're literally 6 months old, you're not going to be growing up on them. And I guess in saying that, I certainly don't have all the context to fully understand what's going on here, but I can definitely understand the message. Oh, here we go. We've got Jacques Cartier. I remember that name from before. And so here we go. Is it going to be in relation to what I heard last time? What is going on? God, the music's going off. Come to the village, we talk.
What's he saying, Father?
Commandant Cartier is saying this nation's name is Canada.
Canada?
Oh, and of course that also makes sense. At least we actually had a little bit of a background knowledge in terms of Kanata, not Katana, which I've also just learned that was completely, I guess, a typo of the video that we watched. But no, Kanata is obviously, I guess, hometown, village, whatever it may be. And then, of course, from there we kind of just, I guess, derive the word of Canada as we know it today. But no, this entire video is just kind of leading up to this. What are we going to have?
Canada.
Beg pardon, sir, but
the word he used, I think it really means those houses down there.
No, believe me, I know the word. It means nation, and Canada is its name.
Okay.
Canada.
Is that
I'm sure it
so
means
a part of our heritage?
the village.
Alrighty then, well I can only assume that I was basically just telling people exactly what I was just told previously about the kind of how the word and all the meaning was derived from it. You know, you go, okay, originally it was Canada, and then we kind of molded it to this or whatever it may be in the process, but at least you could certainly just kind of see the phonetics. And I must admit, I really don't know enough about, I guess, Jacques Cartier. I don't know if that's his name, but I definitely know from the previous video that he had a massive amount of land or whatever it may be. I'm trying to recall so many things at once, but no, obviously that was just a very quick one, just kind of explaining the origin of the word at least. So here we go, let me just scroll down a little bit more. I think this will be the last one. Underground Railroad, that seems interesting. What have we got? Sitting Bull, basketball, Emily Carr. Okay, I feel as though, considering the fact that we heard basketball is just kind of on the absolute climb over even ice hockey, I feel as though I have to do this one to kind of wrap it up. Alright then, here we go. Oh, it's an old one as well. Wait, hang on a second, I just have to restart that. Was that 1891? I didn't even know basketball had been around that long. Anyway, restarting, here we go. Come on now. Yeah, would you look at that? Springfield, Massachusetts. Oh man, I get look at that ball.
Don't carry it, dribble it! Dribble it! Dribble it! Shoot!
Oh, originally learning the rules. Nice
Some kind of
work.
Canadian jokes, sir? I mean, I know you're the instructor and everything, but we can't carry the ball. How can we get a decent shot at the peach basket?
All right. Maybe we can allow a carry of a couple of steps.
And Mr. Naismith, sir.
So were they playing
it
netball
sure
almost
slows
basically?
Things down, having to climb up here every time.
Well, then let's cut the bottom out of the basket.
But I
True.
need these baskets back.
Damn, so this is just showing the origins of
100
basketball?
years after James Naismith from Almont, Ontario invented it, basketball was being played by hundreds of millions of people around the world.
Millions, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it has been, but look at that. Who invented it?
100 years after James Naismith from
James Naismith, man, that would have been a hell of a thing to invent. I mean, if only you could patent the sport, I mean, he would be very, very wealthy. I mean, not that you really need to be, because sport should just be able to be played for everyone. But no, either way, obviously the entire thing, I'd never even think about just kind of coming up with the sport. And everyone's like, what are the rules? Why are we doing this? What's wrong with you? What do you mean? How are we meant to get down there? And like I said, because originally that kind of seems as though if you can't move the ball at all, then you're playing netball as we currently know it. And also even just the fact that they went, oh, you know, we'll cut the bottom out of it, so I guess you can prod it out. But now the net's even obviously just let the ball drop through. And so yeah, obviously every single sport is just constantly evolving, you know, whether it just be the athletes or the rules or both. Either way, they certainly just have to have a beginning. And so for someone to go, hang on a second, we've got this random scraps of leather, I can only imagine, let's just kind of put it all together, sew it together, maybe it's inflatable, maybe it was filled with something, I don't really know. I mean, I can only imagine either way, it certainly wouldn't have been bouncing as well as a modern basketball, because they just probably couldn't get the air seal in 1891. But hey, actually, considering the fact that they said it was 100 years, maybe this is from 91, and so that certainly makes sense. And no, I can only assume that a whole bunch of people would have grown up and gone, oh yeah, cool, now I know the origins of basketball. And so no, these were just a great little set of videos. There is plenty more to do. Look, there's 95 of them. I mean, I don't think I would ever be able to do all of them, but considering there are just so many, maybe I will be able to check out a few. Or maybe, like I said, if you can recommend any that I just should go, oh yeah, these ones are the best ones that I need to check out, then that'd be great as well. Or hey, even if you're just able to elaborate on any of the ones that I've just gone, oh, I don't really know the context or anything like that. But no, they were just great. Like, they're great little format 1-minute videos with a decent budget that are well done. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm gonna call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithm things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then maybe you want to check out some of the other ones we've done, and also just plenty of Canadian ones we've done. So I'm just kind of just gathering knowledge about all of the history and just generally about Canada. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.